The Hmong legend of Tou Chue and Tou To Xeng, the battle for the king's daughter. Long ago, in a world of misty emerald peaks, lived two orphans, a boy named Tou Chue and his sister, Miss Xeng. Having lost their parents far too soon, they lived under the care of their elderly grandmother. They were so desperately poor that Tou Chue had no cloth for a shirt. Instead, he gathered dried bamboo sheets and wove them together into a humble, rustling garment to cover his back. As Tou Chue grew into a young man, a deep, restless longing filled his heart. One day, he trekked to the highest bamboo groves on the mountain. There, God looked down with pity on the honest boy and placed a perfect golden bamboo stalk in his path. Tou Chue crafted a xaus, a violin, from it, and to his wonder, the instrument was magical. It didn't just play music, it spoke. It wept, it laughed, and it sang every word known to the human heart. Its melody was so hauntingly beautiful that it drifted on the wind to the ears of the king's daughter, Miss Yer. In the same village lived Tou To Xeng, a wealthy official's son. He was a man of high status but a hollow heart. He had been courting Miss Yer, but she remained cold to his charms. Sensing an opportunity, Tou To Xeng approached Tou Chue with a sly grin. "Tou Chue, my friend, your music is legendary. If you wear my fine silken robes and come to the palace to play for Miss Yer and the king, I will pay you well." Tou Chue, humble and unsuspecting, agreed. When they arrived at the palace, Tou Chue began to play. The music was like a spell. The entire village gathered in silence, and even the birds stopped their chatter to listen. Miss Yer was so captivated that she dropped her embroidery and sat at Tou Chue's feet, her heart stirring for the mysterious musician in the fine robes. As twilight fell, Miss Yer insisted that Tou Chue escort her to the royal balcony. She refused to let him leave, begging for one more song. Down below, Tou To Xeng grew red with jealousy. He shouted up at the balcony, "Tou Chue, if you won't come down, then give me back my clothes this instant." Embarrassed, Tou Chue prepared to return the borrowed finery, but Miss Yer realized the trickery. She tossed Tou To Xeng's robes out the window into the mud and rushed to find her father's most magnificent royal garments for Tou Chue. Tou To Xeng retreated in fury, sprinting home to lie to grandmother and Miss Xeng, claiming that Tou Chue had been arrested for theft. Fueled by spite, Tou To Xeng later tricked Tou Chue into a long trading journey. He manipulated the naive Tou Chue into spending all his silver on a common crow, a hawk, and an otter, only to convince him to release them into the wild, leaving him penniless. Finally, atop a jagged, lonely cliff, Tou To Xeng pushed a massive boulder onto Tou Chue, sending him plummeting to his death. Tou To Xeng returned home, smugly announcing that Tou Chue had died of illness in a distant land. But God had not forgotten the boy of the bamboo violin. A messenger of God descended to the earth in the form of an old woman. She washed Tou Chue's wounds with the water of life, bringing him back from the dead. He awoke more handsome than before, gifted with eyes that could see through the earth and a magical staff that could grant life or bring death. On his journey home, Tou Chue's kindness was rewarded tenfold. He rescued the king of the otters, who had been trapped in a net. In gratitude, the Otter King gave him his daughter's hand in marriage, a magical sword that could level mountains, and 100 spirit soldiers. Continuing on, Tou Chue reached a kingdom where the king's youngest daughter, a second Miss Yer, had fallen into a deathly sorrow because a hawk had dropped her soul picture into a dragon's whirlpool. Using his mountain-cleaving sword, he parted the waters and retrieved the picture. The king, overjoyed, gave him his daughter and another 100 soldiers. In a third kingdom, he used his magic staff to retrieve a golden ring from a cursed bird, earning a third bride and a final 100 soldiers. Exactly 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days after he left, a shadow fell over Tou To Xeng's wedding day. He was finally set to marry the first Miss Yer. Suddenly, a melody drifted down from the clouds, the unmistakable, heartbreaking sound of the bamboo xaus. Tou Chue descended from the sky like a hero, flanked by 3 beautiful wives and 300 elite soldiers. Tou To Xeng, trembling with terror at the sight of the man he had murdered, fled the palace and crawled into a dark cave, never to be seen again. Tou Chue was reunited with his beloved Miss Xeng and his grandmother. He married Miss Yer, took his place as the rightful king, and ruled the land with music, justice, and mercy for all his days.